Hola guys and girls, and welcome to the team builder for GBA Week 10. We are up versus Emvee and the San Diego Chimchargers. This is our out of division match, so still in the same conference. But in general, race-wise versus Emvee, there's not really a competition. Emvee is basically confirmed. I don't know, he may just need one win, he may need 2 wins to be confirmed. But I'm not really racing against Emvee in this playoff race. I'm racing still versus Gio and Joey. 3 people, 2 spots. It's gonna be up to us 3 who can make it. Currently, I am ahead. I'm only 1 win ahead of them. So if I want to be ahead of the curve and stay ahead, I need to still keep winning these last 3 weeks. And yeah, that's why this game is important. Of course, we already had a match with Emvee. One time we won, one time we lost, so we definitely want to get a winning record versus him. But yeah, that's the whole start match. It's a very close playoff race. These last 3 weeks are very detrimental. 1 loss on my part and the other 2 win, and I could be out of playoffs. That's how close it is. If I lose, I need to lose very thoroughly. Thirdly, the good thing is I have a way better differential than the other guys. So if we tie on record, it's very likely that I'm still ahead just because of differential. But if you rely on differential to stay on the playoff race, you are not having a good time in the playoff race. So we definitely want to be at least 1 win ahead of both Joey and Gio in these last 3 weeks. But yeah, now looking at Emvee's team, he has the Tapu Koko, Hooper, Unbound, of course, Mega Pinsir, Empoleon, Gligar, Kyurem, Amoonguss, Alolan Raichu, Silvally, Magmortar, and last the Slowbro. So, the first 3 picks, the trifecta of hitting your face, and it's gonna hurt, basically. Tapu Koko, Hooper, Unbound, Mega Pinsir, 2 Wall Breaker, and 1 very fast one in the Tapu Koko. And without a doubt, the biggest offensive threats versus my team. If I had to rank it, I had to say Tapu Koko first, then Hooper, Unbound, then Mega Pinsir. Just basically the way he drafted it. By the way, Tapu Koko and Magmortar are both his Z-Mons. Then he has, of course, the nicer Generator Core with Slowbro and Amoonguss, which is always a pain to break through. Thankfully, I have a decent amount of mons which can deal with that core. For example, Manectric gets, of course, overweight and electric coverage for Slowbro and Amoonguss, and the Kyurem gets Bolt Beam coverage, which deals with them. So I have a decent amount of mons which can deal with the original Generator Core, so he probably has to rely on some other mons to play the bulky party. Of course, got the Empoleon, which he showcased in this season very well, being a great hazard control mon, either setting up rocks, defogging, or even some offensive sets he already brought. He brought the SD Empoleon and put in a lot of work. So he's really trying to showcase the Penguin, and he's doing a good job so far. And of course the Gligar, which I'm definitely expecting versus my team, especially defensive Gligar, is very nice with my team. Barring Silvally ground, for example, he has nothing really to punish or to deal with my Manectric as switch-in wise. Electric-wise, so that's otherwise going to be a big problem. Mega Pinsir is the least problem out of the 3 because of my Mega Manectric, because even if he goes for SD, he's basically not sweeping my team. Switching into the thing is not easy, but I can always stop his sweep if my Mega Manectric is alive, so I'm happy with that. Hooper Unbound is way more difficult to switch into. Thankfully, Hooper Unbound is decently slow, so it's easier to revenge kill him, but switching into that thing is very annoying. And then we got, of course, Tapu Koko, where the same, switching in is difficult because my Crocodile is, of course, my electric immunity, and that's weak to his secondary stab in Fairy. My other electric resist is the Kyurem, which is also weak to Fairy, and my other electric resist is the Lurantis, which is, of course, weak to Brave with Hidden Power Ice, so potentially Tapu Koko could be a huge problem for my team. It's just way too fast. So revenge killing that thing isn't as easy as revenge killing the Hooper, for example. Then the Silvally could basically be anything. I have an idea of what to kill Ring, but we will talk about that once we go over my team. And then the other things like Reginalola, I'm not really expecting, because Tapu Koko does everything Reginalola does, but better. So I don't really think he would bring both. Then Magmortar could be coming if he wants to, like, some Z Sunny Day. Like, it's a Z-Mon, so a Z-Mon can always come if you like some fun idea of what you can do with the Z move. Not really expecting it, but it could be coming. But definitely expecting the Koko, the Hooper, Mega Pinsir maybe, definitely the Empoleon, definitely the Gligar. Kyurem might be coming as well. I have a very nice check into Tapu Fini to that, but that might be why he's bringing it, because Tapu Fini is such an obvious check, and he might build like some fancy Kyurem set which can deal with Fini, even though I don't think that's really possible. But he could just go slap a hidden power predicted a few times, and then Tapu Fini is dead because I don't have reliable recovery. But yeah, that's basically his team now going over mine. So leading the way, of course, we got Manectric. Like I said, this thing has to come just to make sure that the Mega Pinsir does not sweep me. I have Volt Switch, Single Beam, Overheat, and Hidden Power Ice, and enough speed for Tapu Koko. And let me talk about that. I don't have Thunderbolt, I actually have Single Beam, because basically the way I build the team is I don't have a switch into Unbound. I just looked at my team, and I don't have a switch into Unbound. There's like no switch in. He could be special, he could be physical. I could build a check to a physical variant, but then he brings a special variant, and boom, the whole card house crumbles down. Or the other way around, I build check for physical Hooper, and everything is gone. And building 2 checks for 1 Mon is very difficult, especially with a team with so many threats where I can't just put so much focus on 1 Mon, and then that doesn't come, or something like that, and it's all in vain. So basically, I build my team in a way where everything can offensively deal with Hooper, so I never have to switch versus this thing, and that's why I need Signal Beam on Mega Electric, of course, for Unbound, being 4 times weak to Bug. Then we have Volt Switch just for a stab, and Momentum Grabbing, Overheat there for the Among Us. It's my strongest hit versus the Tapu Koko as well, which of course resists Volt Switch, resists Signal Beam, with Hidden Power Ice not that strong. And then Hidden Power Ice, of course, they have to hit the Gligar for super effective damage. Very straightforward set. I have Lightning Rod, so maybe I can get a cheeky electric special attack boost versus the Tapu Koko. Having 2 electric immunity is always nice. But yeah, I definitely want to Mega Evolve soon, so I can get the Intimidate to get some Intimidates on the potentially physical Hooper. Of course, the Mega Pinsir, and yeah, some other stuff. But yeah, that's basically the Mega Electric for you. Next up, we got Jeff, the Kyurem Black, with a very fancy set. First of all, Ice Beam, Fusion Bolt, Substitute Rules, pretty straightforward coverage. Bolt Beam is very nice versus this team. Ice Beam, it's basically anything, and what I don't hit with Ice Beam, I can hit with Fusion Bolt. Before, I had actually Earth Power there, because that, of course, does way more damage to Tapu Koko than Fusion Bolt. But with Ice Beam and Earth Power, I don't do much damage to the Hooper Unbound at all, because it's just so specially bulky. Physical side is rather frail, but especially bulky, it's just way too much. That's why I decided to run Fusion Bolt instead, and still hits the Mon, which resists Ice Beam, being the Slowbro and the Empoleon mainly. But of course, I don't have the best coverage for like the Tapu Koko salary, which is kind of sad because this is actually my check to the Tapu Koko. The spread you see right here with like very Spidef Kyurem and a little bit of defensive vessel. This is a very defensive Kyurem, and I like it a lot versus this set of mons. This thing actually is not 2-hit KO'd by a non-boosting item Dazzling Gleam. So if he's not Life Orb, he's not Extra Ball, he's not Choice Specs, Dazzling Gleam is never 2-hit KOing this Kyurem. Electric hits, of course, chew like anything. Ever Courage hits, I can chew like anything. And this thing is basically the best thing I have. Thankfully, Tapu Koko is very weak on the, like, decently weak on the special side. I want to say only 95 special attack set is not that high. It's lower than Flygon's actually. And the only way he's like, the only reason why Tapu Koko is doing so much damage is because of Electric Rain and Electric Move. So his Fairy Stab is actually rather weak. So that's why I could capitalize on that and bring a very specially bulky Kyurem Black, which is not 2-hit KO, like I said, by a boosting item Tapu Koko. Of course, I have to first scout out what kind of item Tapu Koko is, because otherwise he can't 2-hit KO, he doesn't leave, he's like Life Orb, Extra Ball, something like that. Even if it would be max, but if he could 2-hit KO with that, that's why I didn't bother being max and I just calc for this amount. He will definitely bring a modest Tapu Koko, but that's just how my speed tiers work. Of course, he can't outspeed my Mega Electric, and the modest Tapu Koko still outspeeds my Tornadus, which is my next fastest mon. So that's why I had to calc this for modest Tapu Koko. If he for some reason makes a jolly timid one, then he can even Extra Belt and not be 2-hit KO, so that would be awesome. But yeah, that's basically Kyurem Black for you. Other than that, the defensive investment is here. This defensive investment, I'm actually not 2-hit KO'd by a Hyperspace Fury from a physical Hooper. Once again, no boosting item. And I just in general take like any hit at all. Like with this investment, Slowbro can break my sub, defensive Gligar can break my sub, defensive Among Us can break my sub, Empoleon, Flash Cannon from Empoleon from an offensive Empoleon, there we go. Flash Cannon does break my sub, but it does less than half, so I can potentially roost up on the Empoleon. Just like that. So this investment is not only nice for its offensive mons, it's very nice for its defensive mons as well. Just substituting, roosting on them, and then dish out some damage with Ice Beam and Fusion Bolt. But yeah, that's basically this set. And the only downside to this sadly is because I want defense investment, I want sped investment, I want a little bit of speed, I don't want to be minus speed. So I set out speed with slower threats. I just 12 speed right here. So I'm not, I'm not, what is it? I'm not bed trapped by anything he has. And with the minus attack, I actually can't 2-hit KO a Slowbro with Fusion Bolt if he's fully physically defensive. That's just because if I minus attack, Ice Beam would of course be weaker, but I want Ice Beam. Ice Beam is the thing I will pick the most with this team. So yeah, that's one downside of this set. I basically can't 2-hit KO. We could potentially Storm or Fusion Balls, stuff like that. But Slowbro, I'm not really expecting. Like, look at my team. This deals a Slowbro, this would deal a Slowbro if it's a standard Kyurem, this deals a Slowbro, this deals a Slowbro, and this potentially deals a Slowbro as well. Then I have Luandis as well with a likely bring. I'm definitely not expecting him to bring Slowbro, that's basically what I'm saying. So that's why I'm basically not, I don't think it's too bad missing out on that 2-hit KO. But yeah, next up, we got Walnut here. Physically defensive, enough speed for a max speed Magmortar, Moonblast, Nature's Madness, Taunt, Defog. Very bulky. That's just here basically to be a switch into the Kyurem, to Defog if necessary because I don't want rocks versus my team. Then Taunt to prevent those rocks. Nature's Madness to hit his, mainly his Empoleon, which of course resists my double stab and Moonblast and Water Stab. And if I can Nature's Madness that, then I can taunt that, and then I can basically prevent him from setting up hazards, which would be awesome because the Kyurem doesn't like having rocks on the field, especially since it's more defensive variant. His health is very important in this match, that's why I have this right here, and then it's just bulky, and then, yeah, Moonblast. Nature's Madness, pretty straightforward set. Just there to prevent hazards, because of course the opponent is a likely switch in, and then still just do damage to anything, be a switch into the Kyurem Black, and in general be a tank, and deal out some damage with Nature's Madness and Moonblast. Next up, we got Chip, which is a Choice Scarf Crocodile. At first, I had a Roselli Berry Choice Scarf for the Roselli Berry Crocodile, of course, not Roselli Berry Choice Scarf for the most part. But in the end, I looked at my team when it was finished building, and it was way too weak to like a Calm Mind Tapu Koko, because Calm Mind Tapu Koko can potentially set up on my Kyurem, can potentially set up on my Manectric, can potentially and the rest it basically scares out because it's faster. And that's why I wanted to have a Choice Scarf Crocodile just to reliably revenge kill a Tapu Koko. I'm faster than it, and I can O-code with Earthquake. That's why I wanted to have a Choice Scarf Crocodile. For that, like I said, I had Roselli Berry because switching up move with Crocodile is very nice with his team. I still hit a nice speed here with the Crocodile. The only thing which outspeed me are the Mega Pinsir, the Kyurem, and the Tapu Koko, and the rest I can right here alone, of course. And the rest I can just Earthquake knock off, and then before I had what I had before here. I think I had Pursuit before here? I don't know. Either way, once I had the Choice Scarf, I gave it the Rock Slide as well in case I need to revenge kill the Pinsir. And I can be more free with my Mega Manectric, not having it to have it 100% health. Then I can still Intimidate with Crocodile and then Rock Slide it instead as well. And then Rocks, because like you see, I don't have Cobalion. I have the Master, which is not my Rocker actually. And I can set up some Self Rocks. But yeah, that's the Crocodile there. Just there to reliably revenge kill the Tapu Koko, knock off some items. Like I said, knocking off the Tapu Koko is potentially very important to get rid of the boosting elements part, and then Kyurem can deal the one barring its command variant, and then I still have the Choice Scarf Crocodile right here. Knocking off the Gligar is very nice as well. Like I said, Spit of Gligar is a very nice check to my Manectric, for example. And if I knock off the Violet, HP Ice will of course do way more to that. That Gligar, of course, could switch into this being immune to Earthquake and all this good stuff. But yeah, that's Crocodile for you. Next up, we have Gengar, and his team is so weak to Gengar. If he wouldn't have one Mon, I would have definitely brought a Choice Scarf Gengar and just spam Shadow Ball all over his team. Nothing on his team is immune to Shadow Ball. Nothing on his team resists Shadow Ball. And that's exactly why I'm expecting his Sewali to either be Sewali Dark or be Sewali Normal. Because other than that, Gengar just runs through his team. If it wouldn't be for Sewali, I definitely would have been a Choice Scarf variant. But because he has Sewali and, you know, Emvee, he's not leaving a hole like that open on his team. I am bringing a 5Z Gengar with Focus Blast, which will basically blow back any normal Sewali or Dark Sewali. If he's normal Sewali, he's probably more bulky because he can allow himself to run leftovers on Salt there, stuff like that. If he's a Dark Sewali, of course, has to have the Darkium. And that means he can Pursuit Trap me, of course. He can Pursuit Trap me either way for normal Sewali as well. So that's why I have Gengar right here not being choiced, so I can Z-Focus Blast once the Sewali comes in. Then I Slash Bomb as secondary stab and Himpower Ice just to hit the Gligar as well. Because like I said, I'm expecting a special defensive Gligar. And especially if it's Gligar, of course, could switch into the Gengar as well. It resists Focus Blast, resists Sludge Bomb potentially. But with 8 eyes, I can do a lot of damage to that. But yeah, Gengar would have been so nice with his team if he wouldn't have the Sewali. So goddamn Emvee, why did you have to do that trade? Now I can't run Choice Scarf Gengar, because if I would have done Choice Scarf Gengar, then I wouldn't have to put a Choice Scarf on that, and I could really still be Roselli Berry. It could have more reliable stuff going on here. Either way, that's why 5Z. If he doesn't bring Sewali, 5Z is still nice for stuff like the Kyurem, for stuff like the Empoleon, which could be especially bulky, and the Kyurem could be bulky as well. So it's not like it's not useful at all having 5Z, but like I said, it's mainly there for the Sewali, which I'm expecting to be a check to this thing. Next up, we got Mesprit, first time coming to this team, and we got Mesprit, our Choice Scarf of the team, with the Headbutt, Knock Off, U-Turn, Healing, Wish, Max Speed, just to speed tie when in doubt with the Hoopa Unbound. And basically, I wanted to have at least one U-Turner on the team, which is faster than Hoopa, because Hoopa, like I said, is a huge threat to my team. I will probably lead this thing in the actual match, in case he either brings the Hoopa, because then I can kill it with U-Turn, just U-Turn out and kill it. If he tries to have as well, of course, it's a speed tie, but I would actually go for that, seeing how big of a threat Hoopa is. And if not, he would probably lead with Tapu Koko, which is a great lead for my team. In which case, I can knock off him turn 1. I know it's resisted, I know it won't do much damage, but this helps me a lot to get potentially rid of the boosting item he has. If he has Z, I am fine with sacrificing health on my Mesprit to find out that he's a Z variant and stuff like that. But other than that, I then had but to spam for his team due to full momentum, and of course to Oko the Hooper knockoff there to get rid of items. Helps with the Gligar as well. Once again, like I said, knocking off versus team is very nice in general. And then Healing Wish to get some health back on my Mons, because potentially, let's say Breaking Like a Pinsir, my Mega Manectric is very weak, and I can Healing Wish that up. The Kyurem is a big threat, my Tapu Fini is weak, I can Healing Wish that back up. His Tapu Koko is a big threat, it's knocked off, and my Kyurem Black is very weak, and rocks are up, I can Healing Wish that back up. In general, my team is decently offensive, I want to say. I don't have many defensive mounts, my only really defensive mount is the Kyurem, and then I have Tapu Fini. They actually cover each other very well. One other thing of this spread is as well, if Misty Terrain from Tapu Fini is up, the Kyurem can't 2-hit me either with like Dragon Pulse and stuff like that. Draco would do over half, but only the first one, of course. After that, it will do less, and I can just roost up. So yeah, that's another fine thing with this Kyurem Black. Basically, being a sponge to anything and still be very offensive with like this attacks at 171 and 140. But yeah, either way, that's the master. Pretty straightforward. I would like I said, will most likely lead with either clicking U-turn or knockoff versus something, and then in general, for the late game, I still have the Healing Wish intact, or potentially even Zen Headbutt spam for the win if I know that it's not a Sawali Dark and it's maybe a Sawali Normal. But yeah, that's basically my team. Let me know in the comments what you think about the team. Who will be the MVP? How will the match go? Let me know what you think, and yeah, be excited for the match tomorrow. Of course, we upload, don't know the time yet. We didn't have the match yet when I record this, but yeah. I will see you at the other time. I hope you enjoy. Ciao.